I believe not only will there be a shift towards longer and less sensational videos, if you will, but the whole thing is also going to be more towards actively choosing what you want to watch. Believe it or not, Instagram has been the most downloaded app in Q4 in a lot of countries, despite a lot of people having their fair share of issues with the platform. Let's put it that way. A lot of people don't get reach at all, or they've seen their engagement drop to new lows and they think it's mainly the algorithm's fault. Now, having worked with tons of creators this past year, bigger corporate clients that I just can't name, and I hope there's no hints for them, as well as actual creators, I can safely say things work way better than just 6 months ago. However, I also have to say things have changed, and yeah, they'll continue to change throughout this year, looking at all the things that are happening right now. And I have to be honest with you, even though I really like what Muziri, the head of Instagram, is doing, but honestly, between you and me, I think Instagram is heavily mismanaged to some extent. And if they don't fix certain things, I see a bad future for them. And I'm not just saying that. I'll show you in a second. So coming from right within the industry, let me show you some trends and predictions on how to crush it as a content creator in 2023, starting with, yeah, a big issue I see with Instagram, something that could cause them to get the MySpace treatment, I guess. Very sad just to think about MySpace. I miss it. And it's really interesting because we can see that Instagram still has a great community and tons of creators giving Instagram a chance. And yeah, let me show you something very interesting. Our old friend Adam Muziri, the head of Instagram, like every year, he just came out and told us what's cooking for the coming year on Instagram. And let me just say, yeah, he actually didn't say anything. If we look at the comments, it's mostly people being really angry, saying that things are going wrong. But basically, he said mainly 3 buzzword kind of things, listing their main goals for 2023, which is, first of all, to inspire people to be creative. Second of all, to help people discover things they love. And third of all, spark connections between people. Wow, this couldn't be more specific. We know exactly what they're gonna do. Now, here's why I think Instagram's probably doomed to fail if things continue to go this way. About 2 years ago, I made a very similar video talking about Muziri's statement for the year 2021. And if we take a look at it, pretty much nothing has changed, really. If anything, they even got less specific with their main focus. They were talking about monetization features 2 years ago, and still almost nobody has access outside the US to the whole monetization suite. They also talked about getting the whole reach issue fixed and the recommendations. And meanwhile, take a look at the comments on his latest video, on his latest outlook for 2023. Yeah, things just move way too slow to be actively progressing, in my opinion, within Instagram. And I don't know what to deal with this, to be honest. Meanwhile, other socials really act fast and adapt to trends. We can see it right now with Twitter, which is probably running a little bit too fast and yeah, without too much guidance. But if I could choose between the two, it's probably still better than trying to measure everything for years until they actually start moving. You need to be moving fast in today's landscape. And honestly, to me, it seems like Instagram has taken on the safe route, copying what works for others, with their, only basically strong point being that they have a lot of users. So it'll be good at the end because we still have a lot of users. So looking at this highly volatile social media landscape with the actual example of TikTok coming along in the past 2 years and disrupting the entire industry, I'm not sure going the safest route is always the best idea. With that being said, I honestly believe even if things are continuing to be like this, Instagram is not really going anywhere because at this point, actually, Instagram has sort of established itself as the grandfather of social media, if you think about it. Sort of the main hub, which is coincidentally what I predicted to happen a year or 2 ago already. Just a little slower, which is, yeah, that Instagram is basically the creator main street, the business card of every creator, if you will. And your most loyal fans are just gonna follow you there, be it for the stories just, or for your content, or /and monetization, which is a trend I wanted to talk to you about in the broader sense as well as the more direct one. Yeah, let's say, should they miraculously open up monetization and the whole paid subscription feature to more people from around the world, not just the US and Canada or something, things will look pretty differently and they will start to disrupt, at least from this angle, making it a little bit better, friendlier for creators. But let's just say they're not going to do that because they've been saying next year we're going to open it up for 3 years already almost. Even if they're not going to do it, I still believe it's going to play a role in the broader monetization aspect in 2023. And let me actually tell you a personal example. I have, for multiple reasons, which I'm going to make a separate video about, not used Instagram for my heyDominik brand in the past year and a half, probably. I didn't really create content there apart from stories. However, Instagram still was my main street where people just came over, who discovered me from YouTube, and they came to my Instagram just to watch my stories, to get to know more about me as a creator. And for example, when I launched my course, the Instagram Black File, last April, I believe, there were $10,000 days just coming from people following me on my Instagram, watching the stories, because that's all that I did. So I'm just gonna put this out there. The potential is still massive there, no matter if you get your main audience from YouTube or your main traffic from TikTok or, from Instagram, because that's another thing. Still far from that. We're going to talk about this. With that being said, you'd be stupid not to utilize all 3 major platforms for your short form video content, because the rules are pretty much the same and you just have positive aspects from having your content laid out on all platforms. Now, talking about what drives traffic this year, what gets you attention this year, taking a look at all the things that, I've worked with, all the creators I've worked with in the past months. I believe things are going to get really interesting, to be honest. For one, across all platforms, we can kind of see things get slower. Slowly, we can see things get slower, talking about the videos, and the pacing as well, and 6-second clips and stuff like this. TikTok, for example, is starting to really push 5 to 10 minute videos a lot. And looking at the whole landscape, I believe the algorithms will shift to that to some degree. Maybe Instagram will come up with a whole new explore page. I believe they need to work on that, to be honest, and make things a little bit more central, if they're smart about it. Or maybe TikTok's smarter and starts to do this first, then Instagram will just copy it. But, and that's the thing, I believe not only will there be a shift towards longer and less sensational videos, if you will, but the whole thing is also going to be more towards actively choosing what you want to watch. If you watch this video, for example, you probably know what I'm talking about. Basically, people are slowly becoming sick of not being able to actively choose what to watch, what to consume, plus the length of the video they want to watch. And I can definitely see this in my YouTube Shorts analytics, for example. Most people don't come from the Shorts feed, aka would be the Reels feed or the TikTok feed. And most people who watch my Shorts actually actively choose to click on them. And the way it is right now is people just have to be glued to their screens. They need to be there 100% of the times with their attention. But sometimes, let's say they're on a 9-minute break or 10-minute break, and they have time to watch a 9-minute video. Obviously, they want to use these 9 minutes, as best as possible. Or let's say you're in the bathroom brushing your teeth. Obviously you don't constantly want to keep swiping until you find something. And even if you're going to find something, chances are it's a very short video, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 20 seconds. They're just going to keep looping in the background if you don't have your phone in your hand and keep it moving and swiping. So my prediction is things are going to get a little bit more deliberate, more intentional, slower. And all the platforms are just going to have to do something about it. With that being said, there's a big opportunity still with Instagram, especially as it's the most downloaded app in Q4 2022 in a lot of countries, which is so interesting. And just because of that, don't fall into the trap of saying goodbye and getting into the panic mode that so many people are in, saying, well, Instagram's dead, it's over. Yeah, they told us to YouTube when I started 5 years ago. YouTube was dead. And actually here on my channel, I always try to show you examples of people actively growing right now, just to open your eyes and show you, well, there's lots of people. It's more than possible. For example, in my mentorship program, the Creator Mentorship, there's a lot of people just crushing it, even though they thought things were over a long time ago. By the way, if you want to work with me personally, if you want me to help you with your strategy over the next 6 months, hop on a call with my team. There might be a few spots open for you, depending obviously when you're gonna watch this video, but never hurts to try. With that being said, strategy is the big main word for 2023 more than ever. In 2022, so many people grew like crazy by not having to have a strategy and just jumping on trends, blowing up and getting a lot of followers. And this year, those people are gonna start to notice that having a bunch of viral hits and a lot of followers resulting from those viral one-hit wonders, 20-hit wonders, yeah, won't do anything, and you're gonna see, well, should have better had a strategy, should have better invested my time not chasing those viral hits, but actually to build an audience for the long term. I have a lot of people in my creator mentorship coming to me because of that. They blew up and they think, yeah, once you blow up, it's that easy. No, my friends. This is sometimes it actually hurts more to blow up big time than to slowly grow an active fan base. But we're going to talk about this in another video, I guess. And this is also why we see so many engagement drops on TikTok. By the way, right now as well, there's 500,000 follower accounts getting their engagement dropped like crazy with 800 views or something like this, just because people don't care about the creator and just because people just hit the follow button because of some viral, uber viral fad or something. So make sure to subscribe to this channel, by the way, because I'm gonna show you actually some strategies you probably never heard before, some real advice, not the same old crappy stuff that you hear all over the internet. I actually care for you. And one of the strategies you can implement right now to make a difference, to give the algorithm good pointers and to get your organic reach up on Instagram, especially when you feel like you've hit a low point, this video right here, yeah, this way right here will give you something actionable you can start to do right away for real. It's an amazing video. I would go there. I will be there, by the way. Bye. I'll see you because I see you through the lens.